killed. Give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my people. Yes, you said. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just Isupk sat in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the brutal show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. There was designed fire for our babies to pass through in the damn by King's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Yeah, those are messed up, no. Bad news, it's to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, be whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about any part. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zoc, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like the dark. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shane Shaw. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harper Free. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't know the make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, told that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our court. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count and with you speaking to me for. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. You can't do with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch, like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole start. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, told that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our court. And I just made it call. We gon' start another war. Yeah. From Westworld. Let's get it. Don't be sure, tell them make sure. If not, we gon' make more. Clips say it hold 20, but I think it could take more. Grab a stick, fire on your camp, we gon' make s'mores. I ain't satisfied with my spot, then I'ma take yours. No matter how many roadblocks in my way, I'ma break forward. This path I'm on is so damn narrow, I just stay forward. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, I just ate more. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, give me 8 more. Nigga, I don't sugarcoat shit, bitch, I'm straightforward. Don't give a fuck if they don't let me in, I just break doors. Ballin' so hard, they asking what team that I play for. Scammer who? They ain't stopped making guns when they made yours. Sick with it. Feeling like I woke up with stage 4. They ain't want the beast loose, what they opened up the cage for. Endure the pain, been through hard times is what I'm made for. Pay my dues, never left a wage, I just rage roar. So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Stood against all enemies. In high school, you was the man that's lost memory shit. Lost energy, never lost my energy. Never lose control, never losing. Dog, I plan to keep you. Lose your mind where I'm from. I ain't talking from what you see. I never lost soul. Losing time, wasting steady pacing. You off track, I'm on that. You pray to God, hoping he can save you. But the power about war, and that's a different angle. This another lost cause, and I'm just adding to the list. They not seeing me for that reason. Got a flash on the grip. Nigga, big priest. They gon' judge me by my increase. And I'ma keep stepping in these joys to the increase. Just got off the phone with Jacob, and he said it's time to shine. Certified, blue dot, put it on you, now you verified. One West world, bigger than World War III. Do not sleep, it's not cheap, and it's still top 3.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Came on boats and then chains, so when I get rich, I'ma grab a boat and 10 chains with 12 ribs from each tribe. And each rib gonna have at least 3 kids. Yeah, I'ma have a deep squad. Been rapping since knee high. Now a nigga shack size. Spit that holy fire, when you hear it, you get baptized. One West world, yeah, you niggas know the logo. And I'ma bust it down so the haters see the glow glow. Let's have a feast, let's shine on our enemies. Right in their face, let's blind all our enemies. Cause now we half, but we come from half not. Throw that cash on the ground, my nigga, let's cast lots. I started from the bottom, birthed out of mud, raised by gangsters, turned out a thug, I ain't give a fuck. Burnt out I was, from hitting licks in and out and selling nicks in the drop.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page. Big soldier, nigga. Just give me a reason. Fuck peace, getting even. Won't beat with fear. Take it over, nigga. Let me make it clear. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm about to start a fire. Whole team full of riders. They be dead on the ride, boy. Ain't gon' be no survivors. Big soldier, nigga. Come on. Don't care where it is. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is.
I'm wrecked out, tell them watch your mouth. You know we gon' bend your block. I'ma walk in time bomb. I go viral. You niggas like TikTok, yeah. This ain't what you want. Tell them throw in the tile. We make niggas hit the clock in with our toe fire, rain brimstone. They gon' think that you live a lie. We ain't got no picks. We want it all. We gon' make you pick a spot. We knocking on the door, so let us in. Or you know we gon' pick the locks. We in the field for real. Every day while y'all just say watch. We making enemies our foot stores. Y'all know nothing about a op. It take one try when I rock out. I'm like David when I sling shots. I'm putting attachments on everything. Y'all want me connect the dots. This drum got 50 unreleased hits. You don't want to be the next to drop. I put them in a box and make that shit double wood. You don't want to be the next to flop. Yeah. Niggas feeling themselves. Get a shovel, tell them dig the plot. Can't fit you and your man's in it. Just tell them get a bigger box. Cause I'll put you in one and knock you out one. Call up my nigga knock. I'll put your song on, cut it on mute, and then tell you that shit was hot.
That shit was hot.
Big soldier, nigga. Just give me a reason. Fuck peace, getting even. Won't beat with fear. Take it over, nigga. Let me make it clear. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm about to start a fire. Whole team full of riders. They be dead on the ride, boy. Ain't gon' be no survivors. Big soldier, nigga. Come on. Don't care where it is. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. Big soldier, nigga. I come in the name of the boss. So my niggas that is wartime, already wait the coast. That point shoot big, Red Dead Redemption. Got them niggas scared to whisper. Is you with us or against us? Can't stop to the zone loud. I don't think get the picture. It come from my head, I'm giving them lead. The preacher give him a scripture. Flow cold style vicious. Niggas sweeter than the missus. Got soldiers posted. I put them on your roof. Merry Christmas. Bring hither and slay him. Got the Glock, got the book of loot. Keep it stick like Dumbledore. Play dumb, I'ma let it loose. Call my gun harmony. Call my main bitch Betty Boop. He the truth, I'ma need the proof. Got stripes like Beetlejuice. Hit his ass like a Louisville. Hit him low, then I hit him high. Bring him home to the umpire. Give him bars like Wi-Fi. Turn the booth to a bonfire. Little bitch, I'm a live wire. I ride like a car tire. It's on mine when I ride by. Big soldier, nigga. Just give me a reason. Fuck peace, getting even. Won't beat with fear. Take it over, nigga. Let me make it clear. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm about to start a fire. Whole team full of riders. They be dead on the ride, boy. Ain't gon' be no survivors. Big soldier, nigga. Come on. Don't care where it is. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is.
I heard they coming for blood, I'ma be coming for more. Give me the floor, they better come with a mop. I'ma be making it pour. Nigga, I'm raw, fly with the hammer like Thor. Found on my ops in the morgue, tell them I'm fours. I'ma be bombing these lanes, understand how and war. I've been the lead, time to get back in the street, time to get back on my feet. Had time to read, check out we came from the east. Wait till my dogs are released, heard they was asleep. So we gon' wake them up, put them up in the sky, the Lord gon' take them up. I take on anybody, think he brave enough. I've been the same and I ain't never changing up. I'm in my zone, hit up my cellular phone, tell me whatever he on. I take that scouter, he on them perks and that powder. Homie ain't really that strong, I'm like the dawn. Better yet, Benny King, I keep a lion head on my pinky ring. I keep a shield, one you see everything, G43, symphony, let it sing.
You ain't too you crazy. Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rebel, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga.
I read what Eve did to Adam. I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert. Another cop just stretch the nigga. He ain't demon, it's an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gonna get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, now I ain't listening. Is in fact the fear. If revenge was a woman, now I scope that bitch like Jake. So I war, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but they quit. question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't be do baby, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he says something, I ain't him. This shit like it ain't on who got this gun, it's on who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game change. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raise up the change. Bring shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitching about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
And we're live on another Friday night. Clap it up. This is the Isupk headquarters, Lashawan Qadash class. Right. We're here just like we're here every Friday night, just like we've been out here since 1969, bringing the truth to our people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that you are the chosen people of God. You're the true Israelites of this Bible. This is our culture, and we're here to take it back. And the Commanding General, Your Honor, we're going to be here until Christ comes back, teaching this, pushing this truth, reconnecting with our culture, and diving deep into this Hebrew so that we can gain a deeper understanding of our culture and these scriptures. Now, if anybody's been with me these last couple of weeks, I hope you've been practicing your alphabets, because we're going to dive in again. So everybody should be up to speed with your Hebrew alphabet, but particularly today we're going to focus on the so-called Assyrian script, the script that we developed in our Assyrian captivity. It's, a lot of brothers prefer the ancient because it's ours, it's our culture, but we have to know the Assyrian if we're going to get deep into these scriptures, because that's what the Torah and the Tanakh have been preserved in. And so first, if you could share the Hebrew sheet, Baba Shah, everybody should have one of these. Everybody should have used this sheet that's about to be on the screen to practice your alphabet, to write it out, to sound out the letters, to let it sink into your spirit, to really get a grasp on this alphabet. If you haven't done so yet, take it right now. There's a link in the chat. You put the link in the chat, Baba Shah. Click this link, save this sheet, go over it. If you're not well acquainted with the alphabet yet, take this sheet, take a few minutes, go over it, write out the letters, sound them out, say them out loud, and then come back and rejoin us. We'll be here, and it's not nearly as difficult as it'll look at first. I know it may look intimidating, but you'll be surprised. You had to learn the English script once, didn't you? So take your time, get acquainted with it. If you are acquainted with it, we're about to dive in today. We have a lot on deck. We've been over the last few weeks tracking along with the scriptures that we've been going into at the Sabbath service. Because the idea that was always taught to me by Officer Hazahav and taught to him by the men above him is to tie in what you learn in the Friday night class with Saturday morning, because that's when we pull out the Tanakh, that's when we read from the Hebrew, you apply it, and that's how you learn the language, and that's how you connect with our ancient culture. And so we're going to go into some of the scriptures that we'll be going into tomorrow morning in the Sabbath service, which are Genesis 8 and 13 to Genesis 10 and about 10 or 11. We'll get the exact verses for you. But we're around the point where Noah is on the ark, the waters are starting to recede, and everything's about to start over. And so we're going to go into some of these scriptures. We're going to use some of these to review some of the numbers that we've been going over a lot recently. You know, you can't drill that in enough. These are things that if you really get yourself acquainted with, you'll be able to use all the time, recognize all the time. You'll be able to use, you know, just in your daily life. You'll be able to start thinking in Hebrew when you count things. And if you use this, it'll become a part of you. And that's what we want. We want to get away from everything that represents our oppression. The less that we can use English and the more that we can use Hebrew, the better. So we're going to go into that. We're going to go into some more common words and phrases that are covered in these scriptures. There's a lot of months, time, days, so on and so forth, family words, things of that nature. So we're going to cover all that. And then at the end of the class, you know, I've seen some Shalawaming going on recently in the chat here and there, and we have got to cleanse that out of some of you brothers who have learned, who, you know, may have started to learn by watching videos of unauthorized fake Israelite groups who learned from the white Jewish man. And when you learn from your oppressor, you get things wrong. Shalom is not how you greet people in Hebrew. We're going to go over that at the end of the class. We're going to cover that. We're going to get a quick breakdown, a quick understanding of how our forefathers greeted each other. We're going to use examples in the scriptures. We're going to go to the Strong's Concordance and show you the difference between various versions of the word. And we're going to dive into it. So let's get to it. Let's start with a quick review of the alphabet. Let's warm up. It's always good to warm up with the basics, with the fundamentals. So if you could enlarge that alphabet, Baba Shah. Everybody should be familiar with this. This is just like a warm up. Let's just run through the alphabet. Young brother, would you like to run through your alphabet out loud?
Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, taza, kwa, ra, sha, da.
Wonderful. I hear it for that, brother. Brother's been working hard and practicing his Hebrew, as everybody out there should be as well. This is how we take it back. And let's go to the numbers 1 to 10 and run through these. We're going to warm up on these and refresh ourselves, remind ourselves of some of the things that we've been picking up in these last few weeks. So then when we dive into these scriptures, we can start to recognize words as we read them. And so here are the numbers 1 through 10. We're going to say those out loud together. Achad.
Ka,
Shanya.
shanya,
Shalash.
shalash,
Arabai.
arabai,
Kamash.
kamash,
Shasha.
shasha,
Shabbai.
shabai,
Shamanah.
shamana,
Thashai.
tashai,
Aishara.
aishura.
Let's go on to the 11 through 20. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. This is a good review to get warmed up. You review your numbers, and when we dive into the scriptures, we'll recognize all of them. Now, those 1 through 10, that's the foundation. Everything else in Hebrew can be built off of those numbers 1 through 10. And you'll see very quickly the numbers 11 through 20, the numbers up to 100 and up to 1,000, all built on concept. All build on these. So that number 11 right there is Achad Aisha. Achad Aisha.
Qadash.
Shalak, 1 second. Shatima Shah,
Shatyam Aisha.
Shalash Aisha,
Shalash Aisha.
Arabai Aisha, Kamash Aisha,
Kamash Aisha.
Shasha Aisha,
Shasha Aisha.
Shabai Aisha,
Shabai Aisha.
Shamana Aisha,
Shamana Aisha.
the Shai Aisha.
Shai Aisha.
We're going to move on and run through the numbers for 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. And you'll see that they all continue to build on those basics of 1 through 10. These, you'll see that they are the pluralized versions. The yum on the end is how you pluralize something in Hebrew. And so we can start with 20, which is Aisharyim,
Aisharyim.
Shalashim,
Shalashim.
Arabayim,
Arabayim.
the Kamashim,
Kamashim.
Shashayim,
Shashayim.
Shabayim,
Shabayim.
Shamanayim,
Shamanayim.
the Shayim,
The Shayim.
and Ma'ah is 100.
Ma'ah.
And we're going to see all that as we go into these scriptures. All of those come up in these scriptures because there's so many ages, the genealogies are being broken down, everything's being broken down. So we're going to delve into our first scripture, which is Genesis 8 and 22. Got it up there on the interlinear. The interlinear is an excellent tool as you learn the Hebrew. Everybody should be making use of an interlinear website or an interlinear app. Having the Hebrew right on top of an English word, and even though it's a transliteration based on the oppressor's bastardized Hebrew, it can jog your memory on how it's supposed to be pronounced if you start to forget. So the interlinear is just an excellent tool in general to use, and an excellent way to start to read the scriptures in Hebrew. So we're going to start here at Genesis 8 and 22. At this point, the Lord has receded the waters. Let's catch up in the English just real quick. The Lord has receded the waters. Noah has come off the ark, and the Most High is starting to tell Noah to go off the ark, to bring the animals with him off the ark. And Noah built an altar to the Lord. The Lord said that the Lord promised that he would not flood the earth again. And this verse right here goes over different times of the year, day and night, cold and heat. So these are basic words that we can go into. So, young man, would you like to start us off and read some Hebrew? Genesis 8 and 22. Take your time, come close if you need. If you want to grab a Tanakh, you can do that as well. Whatever's easy for you.
Aid.
Right.
Ka. La.
We're going to go through it at the end and break it down.
Ya ma ya.
Yum yum.
Ha. Rabbi. Ha Ratazah.
Ratazah, right? That's the earth.
Zarai.
Right. Continue.
Wa Kwa Tazah Ya Ra.
Or Quatazayar. Continue.
Wa Kwa Ra.
Qua, continue.
Wa Ka Wakam.
Wakam, right? Keep going.
Wa Kwa Ya Taza.
Keep going.
Wa Ka Ra Ha Rap.
Right.
Wa Ya Wam. Wa La Ya La Ha.
Walayala, which is night. And night. Keep going.
La Ya Sha Ba Tha Wa.
Yashabath. So let's go back to the top and break this down a little bit. Did you recognize any words in there as you were reading it?
Earth, the earth.
Earth. So we're starting to get these common words because the earth has come up so many times as over these last few chapters, the Lord has decided to destroy everything on the earth. And we should have that sinking in by now. So let's go and start back at the top. I call the Yomya Ha'aratazah. That first phrase right there is while. Actually, I'm going to make sure I read it from the King James. While the earth remaineth. So that I'd call Yomya, the phrase in Hebrew is like saying as long as every day, forever. But the literal translation is while every day.
Slocket. Is there a third letter for kal there? I see
No, that's a
K-Al.
dash.
That's a dash.
Yeah,
so that's not a letter?
That's not a letter.
Okay, I didn't know what that was.
That's all good. So that's I'd call Yomya while for as long as the earth remains, Ha'aratazah being the earth. So I'd call Yomya Ha'aratazah. The next phrase there is Zarai Wakwatazayar. Seed time and harvest. Zarai, which is seed and is used same way that we use seed. It could be a literal seed or it could be your descendants. Wakwatazayar, which is the harvest. Wakwar Wakam. The next phrase there is and cold and heat. Wakwar Wakam. Wakwayatazar. Wakarwat. Wakarap. Now this is and summer and winter. You highlight that down there, Baba Shah. So here we have how you say summer in Hebrew, Wakwayatazah. And this is summer, and Wakarat is winter. This karat is used in a broad way to cover winter and most of the autumn. We would right now be in karat. And notice on all of these words, that wa in front of all these words, we should be starting to learn these prepositions at this point. That wa at the front of a word means what? And there are many of these. A la at the front of the word means to. A ba at the front of the word means in. We have to learn these as we see them over and over. These are just part of the words. And these root words, the more that we recognize these root words as we were talking about, the more that we can recognize and put together sentences in Hebrew. Never forgetting that in Hebrew, everything is built on the root word. You start with a root word. A letter in the middle may indicate a tense. A letter at the end may indicate a possessive. A letter at the beginning may be a preposition. We're going to see examples of all of those as we go through. So now, while layla is and night. While your wum is and day, while layla is and night. So all these are common words that we could use in our regular dialogue. While your wum, while layla, and day and night. Remember, this is the Lord saying, as long as these things exist, as long as the earth exists, all of these things are going to continue. We still have day and night. We still have summer and winter. We still have seed time and harvest time. So all these things, these are the basic processes of the earth. While your wum, while layla, and day and night. That last part of la'ah, yashabathwa, is it those things, all those things that we just ran down will not cease. So you want to run through that one more time, that verse? And brother, yeah, you want to run through that one more time?
I'd call Yamaya Rataza.
I'd call Yom Yaharataza, as long as the earth remaineth. I'd call Yom Yah. That call is what? Don't look at the English words on the screen. What is call? This is something that's come up a lot in the last few over the last few weeks. All. Call is all, absolutely. And Yom Yah is what? Yom Yah, do you recognize anything about that word?
Yom is days.
And so Yom Yah here is days. It's that Yah at the end is a way of pluralizing it when everything is flowing together. It's something that we'll see examples of come up. So I'd call Yom Yah Haratzah, as long as the earth remains. Keep going.
Zarai,
that's seed time.
Wakwa Tazayar.
Wakwatazayar is harvest. Keep going.
Wakwar
is and cold. Kwar is cold.
Wakam
is heat.
Wakwayataza.
Wakwayataza is summer. And summer. Kwayataza is summer. Wakwayataza is and summer. Keep going.
Wakarap.
Karap is winter.
Wayawam.
Wayawam is what?
Day.
And day. Go ahead.
Walayalaha.
Walayala is what?
Night.
And night. Wayawam, walayala, and day and night. Keep going.
La.
Yashabathwa is la'ah, of course, is what? No or not. It negates the word. So it's la'ah, Yashabathwa is it will not cease. All of these things, as long as the earth remaineth, I'd call Yom Yaharataza, all of these things will not cease. That's excellent job, by the way. Hand for that, brother.
That's right.
So we're going to continue straight into chapter 9, which we'll be going into tomorrow morning. In chapter 9, the Lord starts to, well, we'll see if we can recognize some of these words before I even summarize it. in 9 verse 1, which should be up there, about Shah. Chapter 9, verse 1. Genesis chapter 9, verse 1 is still the Lord communicating with Noah what's going to go down now that the waters have receded and Noah's stepping foot off the ark. Is that 9:1? All right, let's get into this real quick. In Genesis chapter 9, verse 1, Waya Barak. Do we recognize that word?
Bless.
Blessed. That word Barak is blessed. And this is the form of this word here is something that's going to come up a lot at the beginning of verses throughout Genesis, throughout the entire Torah, especially because the Lord is communicating a lot. And you're going to see a lot of Waya Amar and Waya Dabar, which is and said. And so here is Waya Barak Alahayim, Ach Nach, and the Most High blessed Noah. Wa'ath Bunyua. What's Bunyua?
Sons.
Bun is son, and Bunya would be sons. So what does that wa at the end of the word signify?
It's possession.
That's correct. Possessives go at the end of the word. So that wa is.
I thought was mine.
You say you thought wa is mine? No, ya is mine.
So, wa is his.
Wa is his, correct. So we'll keep going. Waya Amar. Like I said, this is something you're going to see at the beginning of a lot of verses in these early books of the scriptures. You see Waya Amar, which is and said, Lahum to them. Waya Amar Lahum, and said to them, Parwa. Can you think of anywhere where you could connect this word that you would be familiar with?
Which word?
Parwa. The root word here is para. Think about it, where you may recognize that par. Think about it. Stretch your brain. Where, and I'm talking about, this is something that this is a word that you would be familiar with, that you can connect back to this root word that has that par in it. What tribe are you?
Raya.
Do you know what that means?
No.
You don't? Okay. It means fruitful. Because our tribe was prophesied to be fruitful, to be a tribe that goes out and has plenty of children. And that's what this word is right here. The Lord is commanding Noah and his sons to be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth. And so that word, that root word there, para, is to bear, to bring forth, or to be fruitful. So parwa, rabwa, which is that rab is abundance or to multiply. Wa mal'awa af ha'arataza, and fill the earth. So let's go back to the beginning and run through this verse one more time. If you can scroll up, I'll show you. And you want to come closer and read this.
Waya ba ra.
Rod. Wow, Barak.
So that Waya Barak.
Waya Barak.
So that's what?
And blessed. So blessed.
Keep going.
That was Alahaya. Ahaya.
Keep going.
Ath. Knock.
So that Waya Barak Alahayim Athnak is, put that into English.
Power. And Noah.
The whole thing. Waya Barak Alahayim Athnak.
So the power blessed Noah.
So the power blessed Noah. Keep going.
That's Wa'ath. Banya. Banyawa.
Wa'ath Bunyul, which is what?
His sons.
Right, and his sons. Keep going.
Waya Amar.
Wayamar, what is that?
And he said,
And he said, Wayamar, keep going.
Laham.
Laham, what is that?
It's to them.
And he said to them,
Ha Ra.
what is that?
Fruitful.
Be fruitful. Keep going.
Wara Ba.
Barabah, which is, and multiply. Keep going.
Wamala Awa.
Keep going.
Ath. Ha Arataza.
Which is
And the earth. No, the earth.
the earth. Excellent job. We're getting through verses in here. Let's get through verses. Let's go. We're going to keep going. We got a couple more. We're going to move around a little bit through these scriptures. As we continue through the 9th chapter, the Most High is telling Noah what the blessing, that the fear and the dread of him will be upon every beast of the earth, and Noah and his children were going to have dominion over the beasts of the earth, over the everything that lives, over the herbs that grow in the field. And you know, that doesn't mean go get high. And I know some of y'all are out there wanting that to mean that you can go get high. Those herbs are for other things, brothers.
If you want to get high, you got to smoke some sage and some, and some peppermint.
Smoke all the peppermint, right? Why stop at marijuana? Every herb, every green herb, right? Go smoke some like the brother said, go smoke some peppermint. Tell me how that turns out. I gotta stop trying to make the scriptures say whatever you want to say.
Right.
But we're gonna keep going. The Lord blessed Noah and his children with dominion over everything on the planet.
Where we going next?
9 and 7. And there's another scripture in here that Christians love to mess up. 9 and verse 3 says, every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. And Christians take this, try to make this mean, because this is before Moses, there was no law, and the Most High initially meant for us to be able to eat any bats and warthogs and snakes and anything that moves out on the earth. But the problem with that is, just one chapter before that, Noah is distinguishing between clean animals and unclean animals.
Right.
It's right there if you want to see it. But if you don't want to see it and you just want to eat bats and dogs and cats and whatever they sell in that Chinese restaurant down the block, then you you're gonna do what you're gonna do. Back to chapter 9. The Lord is continuing to command Noah and his children to be fruitful and multiply, and that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go back to 9 and verse 7. And 9 and verse 7. We'll run through this real quick, and then we're gonna break it down. Watham parwa warabwa sharatazwa ba'arataza warabwa ba. This in the English is, and you be fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth and multiply therein. So, brother, Babu Shah, would you like to read this verse from the top as we break it down? These are all of these words are common words that we've been seeing a lot, and so we're starting to try and put this all together. We're starting to recognize words, and we're starting to really start to take it to the next level and see some of the subtleties and some of the ways that the Hebrew language works. This works with practice. This works with diving in. This works with immersing yourself in the language, pushing yourself to read this script, pushing yourself to be able to improve week after week. That's how we get it. Go ahead.
Wa'atham.
Wa'atham is what?
And you.
And you in the singular sense or in the plural sense?
Plural.
Is that a thumb? We say that all the time, right? Keep going.
Parawa.
Parawa is what?
Fruitful.
Be fruitful. Continue.
Warabawa.
Warabwa. Be fruitful and multiply. 2 weeks ago, we had a class all about numbers. We learned how to count up to 969 so you could count all your future wives, so that you can parwa wa rabwa, so that you can be fruitful and multiply. Keep going.
Shara tazawa.
Keep going.
Ba'arataza.
Which is?
In the earth.
In the earth. Absolutely. Keep going.
Warabawa.
Which is?
Multiply.
And multiply. Keep going.
Baha.
That ba is to say in the earth. So, we're going to run it back one more time, and we're going to switch it up just a little bit. If you could pull up that slide, Babu Shah, the one that says Genesis 9 and 7 at the top. Because we were talking earlier, you brought up to me earlier how, no, the one that I had in the email, how the different fonts that you might see in different places can throw you off if you're not used to them, because the letters look just different enough to start to throw you off. But one thing that I did from the start is, I downloaded the Hebrew keyboard on my phone. Search things up randomly, type things in, practice. If you hear a brother's name, you might type it in to see if you could figure out how it's spelled. Like, this is how you start to play around with the language and learn it. But it does look a little different. So we're going to pull up the same scripture. We're going to run through it again. You want to go ahead and read that from the Hebrew? And now we've taken away the English transliterations. We have the Hebrew script and the English. And we've broken this verse down into 3 portions, into 3 phrases. So, go ahead.
Wa'atham.
Wa'atham, which is?
And you.
And you plural, because the Lord is speaking to Noah and his sons. At this point, it's his sons that's going to be fruitful and multiply and go on to produce the progenitors of the various nations.
Parawa.
Parwa, which is
Fruitful.
be fruitful. Keep going.
Wa. Ra. Ba. Wa.
Be fruitful and multiply. And that's all through the scriptures. The Lord tells us to do this all through the scriptures. You can't, listen, every brother has his own, not some brothers are only married to the truth and don't have any women. But, if you're a sister or if you're a brother looking for a sister, don't get a sister just to chill together and play checkers for 50 years. Be fruitful, multiply, build a nation. We build a nation by having children that we can then teach the right way to counter all of the garbage that's out there, and everybody that's out there that does not teach their children, or everybody that's out there that teaches their children to be every awful thing on the planet, to be homosexuals, to be degenerates and ratchet and everything else. Your job is to raise up real men and women. Keep going.
All right. Sharatazawa.
Go ahead.
Ba-arataza.
Which word do you recognize there?
Ba is in the earth.
In the earth. So now what does that other word mean?
The first one?
Yeah.
The Sharataza. Wa. Abundantly.
Yep. Keep going.
Wa ra ba wa.
Rob, what is what?
And multiply.
And multiply. Keep going.
Baha. Ba.
Bob, which is and multiply in the earth. Excellent job. Now we're gonna go back a little. We're gonna stay right here. We're gonna go back. We have a slide for Genesis 9:1. And we're gonna back up. And we're gonna keep going like this. We're gonna knock off the training wheels just a little bit.
You say 9 and 1?
Concept. There we go. The water. Now let's run through Genesis 9:1 right here. Again, we've broken it down into phrases here. Into 4 phrases. And let's see what we can read and figure out. Go ahead and take it, brother.
Wa. What is the second character? I don't know that one.
That's a Yah.
That's a ya.
That's a Yah.
So they just put a straight line down. They don't put the
curve at the top, right? Okay. Getting used to the different fonts, and you know what? The benefit of getting used to these different fonts, it's another, in a sense, it's almost another way of taking off the training wheels, because in English, you could recognize the letter B almost no matter how somebody scribbles it down, because you're just used to it. And the more you get used to these letters, you can recognize them in different forms as you see them. Go ahead.
So, wa ya, ba ra, ha, barak.
Waya Barak. Waya Barak, which is?
Barak. Blessed.
Remember, at that
And
ka at the end of the word is the one that goes all the way down.
And blessed.
So read that whole first line.
Wa ya, barak, Allah, haya.
And God blessed, from the King James. And God blessed. What's the second line?
Af, and what's af, nak, and Noah.
Wa Af Ban Yawa.
Absolutely. Athnach wa Ath Bunyua. Noah and his sons. This is how we get it. This brother's doing an excellent job. I hope everybody at home is following along and doing this. This is how you get it. It's uncomfortable at first, and then it becomes a party. Keep going. What's that third line?
Wa Ya Amar.
Wayamar, what's that? Might as well get used to it now. You're going to see it a whole lot in Genesis, Deuteronomy, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers.
And said.
And he said. Keep going.
Laham.
Which is?
To them.
Wayamar lahum, and said to them. Keep going.
Harawa.
That parwa again, what's that?
Fruitful. Be fruitful.
Be fruitful. And we love being fruitful in the ISUPK. We love going out there, practicing much polygamy, and being fruitful.
That's right.
Keep going.
Warabawa.
Warabwa, and multiplying. We love doing that too. Keep going.
Wama la awa.
Wamala awa, which is
And
if you don't recognize that word, finish the line and then we'll come back to that.
Ath ha rataza.
Which is
The earth.
the earth. Ha'aratza. So now, what's that word there by process of elimination? So this is the only word that we did not identify.
Replenish.
And replenish. So wa mala'awa is and replenish. The root word there is mala'ah, which is to fill. So we're refilling the earth. And as we go through, matter of fact, let's go back one more verse and pull up this for 8 and 22, Baba Shah. No, that's saying there was a slide for 8 and 22. Come, right there. Now let's run through this. Now, little by little, soon enough, this is going to take away the English words. And we'll be able to read and interpret this. This is how we get a language. Go ahead.
I'd kala yama ya.
I'd call yumya. Keep going. What's that next word?
Ha'arataza.
Now, can you identify each word in that first line? I'd call yumya ha'arataza.
I'd is wild.
Continue.
Remaineth the earth.
And so, right. So this is an idiom. This is not a literal translation. But can you identify those words? What is call?
Call is all.
Call is all.
Or of every.
What is yumya?
Yum is days.
Yumya is days. So while all the days continue on the earth, what's that second line? Go ahead and read it. So the Lord is telling Noah here, as long as the earth is here, as long as there are days on the earth, for all the days that the earth will exist, these are the ways you can read that first line, because it's an idiom that doesn't translate exactly into English, but it's I'd call yumya harataza, while all of the days on the earth. Keep going.
that first character?
That is a za.
Oh, it's a different one. Okay. That's a za, ra, I. Zarai.
Zarai. And I see why you say it's a little bit different, but it's still that same concept of a slanted top and a straight down.
Okay.
Zarai, continue.
Wa. Is that a qua?
Yep.
Wa, qua. Taza, ya, ra.
Quatazayar. So that Zarai is seed. You will see that a lot. Quatazayar is end harvest. I mean, you might not use that a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of farmers in the ICBK, but there are farmers because Commanding General Yana owns land, because we are building an economy within this nation, because that's how you build a nation in the face of this oppressor. Keep going.
We got farmers.
So that's why I said I shouted out the brothers that's out there doing that excellent work down there.
Wakar.
Say that again. Wakwar.
Wakwar.
That's cold and cold. Quar is cold. Remember that. Use that. These are common words that we use every day. Wakwar. It's been cold all week here in New York. It's been quar. I wasn't ready for this cold yet. I was enjoying it. It was last week, wasn't it 75 or something this time last week? And all of a sudden it's 40s and windy. It's quar out there. Keep going.
Waham.
Waham. I miss when it was come outside, when it was hot. Keep going.
Wakwaya. Taza.
Wakwayataza. Kwayataza is summer.
Wakarap.
Wakarap is
winter.
Is winter and winter. Karap is winter. So Wakwayataza, Wakarap, and summer and winter. Keep going.
Wam. Wa la ya la ha.
Wayawam walayala, which is and day and night. Because just same way as we use day to mean like daytime, or also like a day, it's the same word here. Wayawam walayala. That layala is night. Keep going.
La'a. Yasha ba tha wa.
So it is that la'a means what?
Nah.
And that, what's that next word there? Can you identify something that you recognize in that word? Because again, for everybody following out there, we build on from root words in the Hebrew, and everything can be broken down into some root and into another root, and it can go all the way back. And this has a very recognizable root word in it.
Shabbat.
Shabbat, which is?
I know that one.
And so when you rest, another way of saying rest is to cease, to stop, right? You stop on the Shabbat, you stop working.
Rest. Right.
So this la'ah, yashabachwa, and all of these things will not cease. They will not stop. They will not rest. We have summer, winter, heat and cold, day and night. Those processes in the earth are not resting and not ceasing. And don't worry, we're getting to what we said we were going to get to. Don't worry, Shalawamers, and you know, y'all been learning from the wrong ones. We try to tell you. We try to warn you about these people, and then they all go out and do something crazy, you know, commit adultery in front of the world, have their Passover at a strip club, endorse rape, endorse, you know, all types of wild stuff. we warn you not to follow these people. But you do it anyway because it's easier than coming into the ISUPK. Because it's easier than coming in here and submitting yourself to a structure of men who will hold you accountable. It's easier than actually shedding yourselves of the world when you can go to one of these groups, you know, and be in their camp next week and be, you know, speaking for them 2 weeks from now. It's easier. And so you take the easy route. But eventually, you're going to read the scriptures that tell you that there's no easy way, that you can't come around and make your own way. And you're going to have to face those scriptures. And so every so often, we try to remind you that these people that you follow don't know what they're talking about. They don't know the Hebrew because they didn't learn from the people that we learned from. And you can't just, you know, follow your oppressor and get your Hebrew from the white man and call yourself an Israelite. But we're coming for that. But we're not quite done here. We've got another verse that we're going to run through. 9 and 8. Salaki, 9 and 22. No, 9 and 8 actually counts. I'm going to run through this one more time. This is a very basic verse. We broke it down into 3 portions. And these are all words you're going to see a million times throughout the scriptures because these are all very common things. So, you want to go ahead and take that?
Wayamar.
Wayamar.
And spoke.
And spoke. Continue.
Allahayam. Power.
And the power spoke. Keep going.
Allah. Noah.
Al-Nak. To Noah. And that Waya Amar, you're going to see a million times either Waya Amar or Waya Dabar. And those are both saying that the Lord is speaking to somebody. Most of the time in these early books, it's going to be Moses. In this case, he's speaking to Noah. Keep going.
Baal or Wa'ala?
Wa'al.
Wow. Banyawa.
Wa'al Banyawa, which is to say,
Sons.
the whole thing.
His sons.
And what's that why?
It's his.
The whole thing from the start. Wa'al Banyawa.
Oh, and
So he's speaking to Noah, and
what's the first one though? And what's the al?
that al is two. So just like in the first phrase, it said al not, he's
Al
speaking
is
to Noah.
And two. Okay. And two. Banyawa. His sons. Athwa.
Afwa is
With him.
yes, because you're repeating that. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. These are we're trying to stress these. These are all common words you can see a million times. So the more you get used to it, the more we'll be able to knock off these English words and just read. Keep going.
Labar. Said.
Amar.
The same.
Amar is saying. And you're going to go back Shalawhat. I'm gonna go back to 8, and if you could about shot in the interlinear. Pull up. Oh, Shalawhat, about shot. You check if you got any comments or anybody in the chat. No. All right. Let's pull up. Nine and 28. Because we warmed up with these numbers, and so we're going to make sure we cover some of these verses.
You didn't have it on here, right?
No, I didn't pull it up. If you could just about shot. So we warmed up with some of these numbers, and so we're going to make sure to cover some scriptures that goes over numbers. There's a lot of ages, a lot of time spans in this area, dealing with Noah and the flood. And so we're just going to run through a few of these, all of which we're going to cover tomorrow. You know, do yourself a favor, tune into the Sabbath service. It's an excellent time. We pray in the Hebrew, we read in the Hebrew. These are the ceremonies that we have to take back, that we have to make a part of ourselves if we're going to take back our culture. Is this a scripture?
9 and 28, right?
Kind, sir. So 9 and 28 is short and it's straight to the point. Would you like to read this? I want to see how much of this you'll recognize. Because these are all words that we've gone over a lot. Maybe one exception.
Wayakaya.
You recognize that root word?
Lived and lived.
So what's the root if you break that down?
Life.
Which is in the Hebrew?
Kaya.
It's just that kaya is life. And that ya is pointing to the subject that's coming up, which is not. Keep going.
Okay. Not. Noah.
Go ahead. Achar, which is a way of saying after. Keep going.
Wala.
That mabawal is flood. So how mabawal is the flood. So this is saying that Noah lived after the flood. Keep going.
Shalash.
Shalash is what?
3.
3. Echad, Shanya, Shalash. Keep going.
Ma'awah.
Ma'awah, which is?
Of.
I see what you're doing there, but this is part of the word. The ma is not a preposition in this case. But that's good. You're starting to think of how to break words down, which so much of the time will help you start to recognize words that you didn't even realize, or that you might not have even realized that first pass that you knew. But once you break it down, separate the prepositions at the beginning of the word separate the possessives at the end of the word. Sometimes you'll separate letters in the middle that represent tenses, and you'll break it down and find a root word that you know. And so, what is the word that you know right here with ma'awath? This is saying that after the flood, Noah lived, and then you said 3. So now what?
Oh, my. 300.
300.
Okay.
Keep going.
Shana.
Shana is what?
Years. 300 years.
Keep going.
Wakama Shayam.
Which is?
Kamasham.
Hey, no, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. The brother's laughing behind the camera because he started counting his fingers, but that's exactly how you do it. That's how you bring up from your mind as you're just starting to learn these things. And then, in a couple of weeks, you'll be able to pull it up like that. Go ahead. 50. Because Kamash is 5, Kamash Yom is 50. What's the Y at the front?
And 50.
And 50. Keep going.
Shana.
Which is?
Years.
So now put that whole number together.
And 50 years.
The whole number.
Of course.
It's saying, if we start from the beginning, it's saying, and Noah lived after the flood. How long did he live after the flood?
300 years and 50 years.
So in Hebrew, say it all together.
Shalash Ma'awath Shana Wakama Shayam Shana.
Which is 300 years and 50 years. And that's how we start to put this together. Give that brother another hand. Verse 29, if you can hit that arrow about the shop. We're going to run through verse 29 as well in Genesis. I'm going to run through it once and then we're going to break it down. So everybody out there should be following along on the screen. Wayachayawa call Yomya Nak, the Shai Ma'awat Shana, Wakamashim Shana, Wayamath. Let's start from the beginning. Go ahead, brother. Wayahayawa.
Kal Yama Ya.
Kal Yamya. So that Haya is to be. So here, Wayahayawa is putting it in the past tense, saying the end were, and all the days of Noah were. Go ahead.
Nak Tha Shai.
The Shai, which is
9.
Keep going.
Ma'awath 100. 900.
Right.
Shana years.
Keep going. That the Shai Ma'awat Shana, 900 years. Keep going.
Wakamasham.
Which is?
50.
50. Absolutely. Keep going.
Shana
Shana.
years.
Wayamath.
Wayamath. Do you remember what that means?
And he
died.
died.
And he died. There's a lot of death in these early chapters of Genesis. So Wayamath is, Noah lived this period of time after the flood and then he died. Simple as that. So this was excellent. We're just going to run through those numbers one more time, Babu Shah, and then we're going to move on to correcting some brothers out there that, there's a lot of well-meaning brothers that just happen to listen to the wrong person first. And so we just gotta cleanse this bad teaching. We gotta do it periodically, sometimes more often than others. But lately, I've been seeing a lot of shalawaming in our chats, so we gotta cleanse this week. But Babu Shah, you can pull up the numbers. We're just gonna run through those real quick, just to keep the practice flowing. This has been excellent practice. We've been putting things together. We've been identifying words, learning numbers. This is how quickly it can all come together. Don't be scared. Don't be intimidated. Tune in every Friday with us to the Lashawan Qadash class up here in headquarters. Usually it's Officer Hazahab breaking it down with the excellent skills and the knowledge that he has. I've been holding it down for these past few weeks, and we're learning Hebrew. We're learning Hebrew. We're taking it back. Let's run through 1 through 10. Achad, Shanya, Shalash, Arbai, Kamash, Shashah, Shabai, Shamanah, Tashai, Aishara. And on these numbers here, you can build everything that you need to count all the way up to 1,000, to count, how many wives did King Solomon have, to count up as high as you need to count. As high as you'll ever need to count on this earth, you can build if you know these numbers, these 1 through 10. And with that said, we're going to move on to Ezra, the 4th chapter and the 17th verse. If you can pull that up, Babu Shah. Ezra, the 4th chapter and the 17th verse. I might need to grab another Bible real quick. I'll be right back. And we're pulling this up because this is going to be an example of a greeting being sent in the Hebrew. There's not a whole lot of examples of greetings because, this is not a novel. They're not having dialogues. You don't have brothers saying, hello, hi, how are you? There's not a whole lot of examples of that. But here we have an example of a letter being written, a greeting being said, and we're going to find out what the word for that greeting is in the Hebrew. We're going to find it out right here. We've got our Strong's Concordance. We've got our Tanakh. We've got our Bible. And for good measure, we even have a biblical Hebrew textbook. We've got everything that we need. And I hope that somebody comes into the chat to say that we're wrong. You know what's funny? All this time, as many times as brothers in the Isupk have broken this down, I've never even seen a breakdown of Shalawam from one of these stragglers out here. I've never seen them actually attempt to defend this on video. Because deep down in your hearts, you know that you're just saying it. You're just saying what you heard somebody else say. You don't know the Hebrew.
Being a rebel.
Being a rebel. You're being a rebel. Your teacher is a break off of a break off of a break off who left because they were not man enough to be able to be wrong. You know, so many of these breakups or these different groups happen because some brother is just not able to be wrong. Because you're children. And you have to, if you think that you have some insight or you had some conflict with a brother, you can't take the L. You can't be, well, no, that insight that you thought you had is stupid. Sometimes you got to be able to hear that. Sometimes you got to be man enough to be told that the insight that you thought you had was just stupid. Because that allows you to say, well, damn, all right, let me get back on this track, put this aside, and listen to people that know more than I do. That's how you grow. You know how you don't grow? Breaking off and start a new Israelite group over every stupid disagreement that you have. That's how you end up shalawaming your whole life away, off in the middle of nowhere. And listen, let's get into Ezra 4:17. Ezra chapter 4 and verse 17. If you could read that for me, Dr. Shah.
Pa, Tha, Ga, Ma, Ah. Patagama. I don't know that word.
All right, keep going.
Shalak, Malaka, Malaka,
Okay, keep going.
Io, Raka, Bram,
You're wrong, keep going.
Ba, Baal, Ta, Time,
Keep going.
Washamash,
Mush. Go ahead.
Shapara, Washar, Kana, Hawan, Daya.
Excellent, keep going. Now, a lot of these are words that we have not covered at all because we're getting deeper and deeper at this point. You know, by the time we're in Ezra, we've been in different captivities. We've progressed a lot. We're using a lot more very specific words in this verse. This verse has a lot of it's describing things that are going on, but keep going. We'll cover it all in a moment.
Yatha Bayan. Bashamar Yan. Washa'ar Ibar Nahara Shalom.
Say that again.
Shalom.
That's going to be important. We're going to come back to that. Say that one more time for me.
Shalom.
Did you see another letter in there that you missed?
No.
You sure about that? Look close. Look real close for me, brother.
Shalom. 3 letters.
3 letters? That's it? Not 4?
That's it. Just 3.
Spell that out in Hebrew.
Shalama. Shalom.
You sure there's not a 4? Let me get my glasses. You sure there's not another letter that you're missing in there?
I'm looking close. I don't see another one.
All right, keep going.
Shalom.
Waka'ith.
Okay. So let's start from the beginning of this verse. We're going to read it in the English. Ezra 4:17. Then sent the king an answer unto Rehum the chancellor, and to Shimshai the scribe, and to the rest of their companions that dwell in Samaria, and unto the rest beyond the river, peace. And at such a time, keep that in mind. We're coming right back to that. This here is the Strong's Concordance. For those not familiar with it, you should be. This concordance breaks down the Hebrew words that are used in the scriptures, numbers them for reference, connects all the different times that the same specific word is used, tells you how it's translated in different places. This is the top reference that you need if you're going to research and look up words and their meanings in the Hebrew. So, the Strong's entries for shalom, there are multiple. There are it starts at 7999. And there are 8 entries going through to 8006 and some sub-entries, all for the same spelling of a word with a sha, a la, and a ma. And in the concordance, it breaks down how the difference between each of it breaks them down into 8 entries so they can kind of group, because there are a lot of different ways the word shalom is used in the Hebrew. It's used in the sense of repaying somebody. Because what are you doing when you're repaying somebody? You're making peace with them. It has a lot of different forms that it takes. But we're focused on this one right here. Can you read the Strong's number, which is right at the top there?
8001 E.
8001. In 8001, this word in the Strong's Concordance, if you could pull it up, Baba Shah, I think I had it up in one of those other tabs. The other one. Here we go. 8001. Shalom. That is a straightforward, if you've been with us all night, you know how to say these letters by now. You know how to put this together by now. That's straightforward and simple. A Shah, a La, and a Ma is Shalom. And in this scripture, which is not something you're going to find many examples of in the scriptures, but in this scripture, the king is writing a letter and sending a greeting. And in this greeting, he says, peace. He says, shalom, plain and simple. And anybody out there in any other Israelite group that says shalom, I want you to find one example, just one single solitary example in the scriptures of somebody making a greeting in this same format with the word that you think is shalom. If you can do that, let me know. And we'll come right back here and we'll bust it out for part 2. But you can't. Yes, brother.
Does Shalawam actually stand for something?
It's so there are 2 answers to that. There's a form of shalom where you change the tense, because if you remember, we've mentioned how a wa in the middle of a word can change the tense of the word, so it becomes an active thing, something that's happening actively. even then, it's not supposed to be pronounced Shalawhat, but it does look like that, and that's the other entry that you can bring up Abu Shah, the 7965, which is right here, and we're going to read that. That 7965 is peace, but it's something that's actively happening. It's something that's going on. It's not a greeting. It's not, you don't walk up to somebody and use this word. This form of the word, if you go through every examples, you're seeing that something's happening. This first example at the top is you're going to your fathers in peace. And every example that you see with this word is going to be something like that. Something's going on actively. It's not a greeting that you make. The other answer to that is that the so-called Jewish man, in the process of bastardizing the Hebrew, has used some of these letters to stand in for vowels. Since, as you know by now, and everybody out there that's watching should know by now, we don't have vowels in Hebrew. These are all consonants, and we pronounce them the way that we see them. But the white Jewish man, in the process of trying to understand a language that is not natural to him, uses some letters to stand in for vowels. This is a book that Officer Azahab likes to bring out very often. This is a biblical Hebrew textbook written by Yale University professors, and it explains that the Hebrew alphabet was used, that there were consonants used, and in here it gives the example of a Y being used as an O sound. And that's what's going on here when our oppressor writes this word as a greeting. Because if you go over there, if you go to their neighborhoods, if you go over to Israel right now, they write shalom as a greeting like this. And that's how they get shalom, because that Y to them represents an O sound. So they're reading it shalom. But that's not how our ancestors wrote it. That's not how our ancestors said it. That's not how our ancestors read it. And this word right here is not a greeting anyway. So back to 8,000 Babu Shah, or back to Ezra, actually Babu Shah. So now that we understand that that thing that you think is shalom is not even a greeting, this is Ezra 4 and verse 17. We're going to run through it in the Hebrew again real quick and break it down. Ezra 4 and 17 in the Hebrew. Pathagama'ah, Shalah, or Shalach, which is sent. Malakah, Al, Rachawam, Baal, Ta'im, Washamasha. Now this first part of the verse is saying the king then sent an answer unto Rehum the chancellor and to Shimshai Sapara, which is the scribe, because Sapar is book. So this is Shimshai the scribe. As we continue in the verse, Washa'ar, Hanawathahawan, Daya, Yathabian, Bashamarian, Rasha'ar, Ibar, Nahara, Shalom, Waka'ith. In this scripture, it said the king sent his answer, which was unto Rehum the chancellor and the Shimshai the scribe and the rest of their companions that dwell in Samaria, and unto the rest beyond the river, Shalom, Waka'ith, peace and such a time. That was the greeting. That right there, that word that we see on the screen, Shalom. That is how we greet each other. That's how we've always greeted each other. That's how we always will greet each other. No matter how much your bad teachers who went off who heard something third hand because they were standing at the bottom of the stairs while class was going on in the 90s, no matter how much they try to push Shalawam, this word right here, Strong's 8001, Shalom, is our greeting. It's that simple. That's the breakdown. And you know why it's that simple? Because there's nothing to indicate otherwise. Because you can't show an example in the scriptures where brothers are greeting one another with the thing that you think is Shalawam. Yes.
To be clear, shalom is really shalawam by the letters.
By the letters. That's what they see when they read the white man's shalom. But as we see in the scriptures, our greeting is shalom. It always has been. Our oppressor tries to insert vowels to try and make the language sound more like whatever language he spoke before he adopted Hebrew. It's never going to be right. And you can't learn Hebrew from the person who stole your culture unless you want to be another Amari Stoudemire. If all of you Shalawamers want to go join Amari Stoudemire and go be Hasidic and wear black hats and grow out your curls on your side listen, be my guest. We're not going to stop you. We're just going to teach it the right way here in the ISUPK, like we always have, like we always will until Christ comes back. And with that, I'm going to pass the class over to Priest Officer 5000 Yatazar.
That's right. Pump it up for the class.
Mosai and Christ. ISUPK security announcement. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 to 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny or any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you will like. Upcoming Holy Convocation, which is Hanukkah, which is going to be, I believe, sundown December 7. Make sure you check with your camp leader. Remind Akim and Akwafion to check the bulletin board in the hallway. Make sure you check the bulletin board and check with your camp leader for the next Holy Convocation. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And sisters, speak to your camp leader. And also we have the Passover that's coming up. Brothers and sisters, make sure you go to isupk.com and pay your Passover fee. You can pay it in portion by using PayPal. isupk.com. With that, in a visual, I majam, which means to stand. I majam Shabbat. I majam Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabbat. Yak Yom Mata. Dismiss. Son of Christ.